Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, as we continue, I feel like every video now starts with "so" until it takes off. So, as we continue to wait for Starliner, though maybe it is just me at this point, other exciting things are happening in the world of space travel, especially at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Because on May 18th, 2024, something new arrived at Kennedy. And when we think of vehicles that typically take us to space, it's usually some variation of this. But what arrived at Kennedy is a new type of vehicle, a space plane. Yep, I did say that, a space plane that looks like this. And the goal is that it is going to take off from the Kennedy Space Center later this year and head to the International Space Station on the regular as a sort of space supply plane. So let's talk about it. Who built it? Why does it look like this? And what even is a space plane? I know you guys think I'm making that word up, but I promise you, I'm not. So everyone, meet the Dream Chaser DC-100 spaceplane called Tenacity. This spaceplane was designed and built by Sierra Space, a commercial space company headquartered in Colorado. The Dream Chaser has been in development since its announcement in September 2004 and was initially set to be part of NASA's Commercial Crew program, shuttling astronauts to the ISS and back. However, it was, what is the nice way to say this, surpassed by Boeing and SpaceX in 2014 when those two companies were awarded Commercial Crew Transportation Capability contracts worth billions of dollars. Sierra Space tried challenging this even in court, but it didn't work, and it seemed like the Dream Chaser was going to have its dreams dashed. However, Sierra Space came back in 2016 with a more compact and this time uncrewed version of their spaceplane. And this version was picked up by NASA to become the first of its kind to carry vital cargo to the ISS and take cargo back down towards Earth. Now, this is thought to have been a particularly good move by NASA, as Boeing's Starliner has been plagued with problems and delays, and as of this recording, has yet to get off the ground. Literally. So why does Tenacity look like this? Well, the Dream Chaser is a lifting body designed spaceplane that measures 30 feet long by 15 feet wide. It goes up on a ULA Vulcan rocket, and the unique wing design allows it to transport cargo to and from low Earth orbit and maintain the ability to land on a runway in the style of NASA's space shuttle. Now, why does that matter? Well, it means that this spaceplane returning from the International Space Station would have the ability to land on any commercial runway anywhere around the globe. Remember when shuttles used to return like this? Yeah, it'd be like that again. Tenacity also features a 15-foot shooting star module that can carry an extra 7,000 pounds of cargo internally and features 3 unpressurized external payload mounts. According to Sierra Space, Shooting Star adds a service for NASA to send additional critical science, food, and cargo to the space station. Crews can access the Shooting Star via the aft hatch, berthing to the space station. Traveling through the Shooting Star takes them to the forward portion where they can open the hatch and access Dream Chaser. And the plan is for Tenacity to be the first in a fleet of versatile, reusable lifting body space planes designed for these low orbit delivery runs. I think someone called them basically space Amazon trucks. Tenacity has both internal thrusters with 3 modes for precise maneuverability to nail ISS landings, and fixed wings that allow it to re-enter Earth's atmosphere and autonomously touch down on Kennedy's runway at 1.5 Gs, a firm landing that again is compatible with commercial runways around the globe. I was a bit unclear on this firm landing business, so I looked it up, and apparently normal airplanes land with about 1 G of force, so 1.5 Gs? Yeah, I guess I can see why they would consider that a firm landing. And while the Dream Chaser spacecraft is reusable and can return up to 3,500 pounds of cargo to Earth, the same cannot be said for the Shooting Star. This module is designed to be jettisoned and burn up during re-entry, creating the opportunity to dispose of up to 8,500 pounds of trash during each mission. So not only is Dream Chaser showing up with supplies to the ISS on a regular basis, it also has the ability to take away a lot of trash and burn it up in the atmosphere along with the Shooting Star module. So that Shooting Star name is now making a lot more sense. But before arriving at Kennedy, Tenacity went through a lot of testing. The spaceplane and its cargo module underwent vibration testing atop the world's highest capacity and most powerful spacecraft shaker system inside the agency's Space Environments Complex, exposing the stack to vibrations like those it will experience during launch and re-entry to the Earth's atmosphere. Both the spaceplane and the module then moved to NASA's in-space propulsion facility and was exposed to low ambient pressures and temperatures ranging from -150 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, in order to fully certify Tenacity for NASA resupply missions, it's got to pass a few tests on its first mission later this year. First, it has to launch successfully, which, yeah, I mean, that one makes sense. Then, as Tenacity approaches the space station, it will conduct a series of demonstrations to prove attitude control, translational maneuvers, and abort capabilities. After completing the maneuverability demonstration, space station astronauts will use the Canadarm2 robotic arm, yes, as you've guessed, this was Canada's contribution to the ISS, to grapple the spacecraft and dock it to an Earth-facing port. So we gotta launch it, steer it, use the robot arm. Got it. Then, after remaining at the space station for about 45 days, the spaceplane will be released from the space station and must return successfully back to Kennedy. Then, after landing, Dream Chaser will be powered down and Sierra Space will take it back to a processing facility where it will perform necessary inspections, offload any additional cargo, and basically do all the things as if it would take off again in a few weeks. And so if it does all of that, NASA's like, okay, you're hired. Now, there's some other pre-flight activities still left to do at Kennedy, including the acoustic and electromagnetic interference and compatibility testing, completion of the thermal protection system, and final payload integration, yada, yada, yada. But assuming all of that goes well, Sierra Space seems pretty confident that Tenacity is ready to go. And yeah, it's basically this self-driving space plane that is also a supply truck, that's also a garbage truck, that looks like this. So yeah, it's a weird contradiction / combination of a space vehicle. Sierra Space says it will be operating a production line for the assembling of Shooting Star modules, with a new one needed for each mission. NASA says it will undertake at least 7 cargo missions with Tenacity, potentially scaling up the spaceplane's carrying capacity and extending missions up to 75 days. Sierra Space is calling Tenacity the only commercial runway-capable spaceplane, and they're not wrong. I mean, it's not going up as a rocket and coming down as a space module. It's going up as a plane encased in a rocket and coming down like a regular plane. And it has a really fast turnaround time, and we are seeing that coming up again and again when it comes to the future of space travel. Reusability and fast turnaround time. I was reading this article about Dream Chaser in Scientific American, and it said, with its perpetually upturned pectoral fins and blunt nose, the Dream Chaser looks more like a killer whale than a spacecraft, which I thought was pretty spot on, though I am also kind of getting like a manta ray vibe to it. Right now, each Dream Chaser vehicle is designed to fly about 15 times before needing to be retired, so we could potentially see a lot of Tenacity if all of this works. Sierra Space released this amazing video that showcases some of the testing that they did with Tenacity just before they turned it over to NASA. And you get a chance to meet the people who have been working on Tenacity for nearly a decade and clearly care so much about the spaceplane and its potential. I'll post the video in full over on my Patreon, so head over there if you want to take a look. These people are really super passionate about what they do, and I feel like these people, these like boots on the ground people, sometimes get lost in the shuffle when these new rockets or space stations or space planes are being built. They really are just like regular people like you and I, but just with this crazy, awesome, super intense, stressful, meaningful job of sending brand new things into space. You know, like a Wednesday. I didn't see the exact date for the proposed launch of Tenacity in any of the press releases, but Wikipedia claims June, but that just seems a bit fast considering it just got to Kennedy, but I guess we'll see. I will definitely keep an eye on it and let you know as soon as I know anything. So what do you think? Are we liking the space plane? Does it look a bit too goofy? Are we happy to see spacecraft landing like an airplane again? It feels... When I watched that video of the shuttle landing, I was like, oh, this is such a throwback, but in a good way. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Marion, just say goodbye. Just say goodbye like a normal person. Take 2. Okay, that's it for now. Take 3. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Ridiculous.